All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and I am live streaming. Get my sketchbook out because we're going to do some drawing. Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and volume looks good. All right. That's why I keep that on, just so I can check. So, all right. Well, I've sent out the invite to some people, the normal motley crew, and we'll see who's able to join. One way or another. Doesn't matter. Still going to live stream. That's part of the deal, But, since nobody's here just yet, I might do some opening some Legos since nobody's here. And nobody else enjoys that but me. But so I got 3 more packages. We've already completed our set. But I like getting extra ones so that we can put them in the store, which, by the way, I'll give you guys an update on that as well. But since nobody's here, we'll do a quick feel. This one is Jafar. I can tell based on the triangle base as well as the big bulbing hat that he has. Yep, that's it. Oh, see, I'm good. Yeah, for anybody out there who cares, this last set that they came out with, the Disney Lego Series 2, is a fantastic set. There were some really nice pieces in here, so I'm very happy with that. But let's just put this together real quick before anybody gets in here and ruins my fun. Yeah, so I wonder, is he black on the front? I'll do black on the back, red on the front. That makes sense. Yeah, in the first series, Lego minifigs, they did the Genie and Aladdin. And this year, what the heck is going on here? Cannot seem to hold this right. Then in the... Oh, did I put this on upside down? Maybe that's what I did. Yep, that's exactly what I did. Put it on upside down. That was silly. And in this series, they did Jafar and Jasmine. So, very cool. Ooh. There you go. It's an awesome little figure. Let's see what else we got here. I don't remember what's here, but we'll just open it up and see. Hey, Michael, what's going on? I'm just waiting for some people to join, and I figured I'd open up some Lego packs while I was waiting. And this is the classic Steamboat Willie Mickey, which comes with this steering wheel for the steamboat. Makes him really easy to identify in the package. It's kind of hard to miss it. But he's got a little hat, little steamboat conductor hat. I'm sure there's a more specific name for that, but, whatever. And... there you go. Steamboat Willie Mickey. All right, one more. We'll just get this out of the way. Yo, man, what's up?
Get it out of the way.
I'm getting it out of the way. That's what I'm doing.
Get rid of that crap. Nobody wants to see that.
I figured since nobody was here, I'd open up packages. So.
No one wants to see that. That's why they're not here. They know.
Oh, check it out. Frozone.
Yeah. Frozone.
Frozone from The Incredibles.
Oh, that's...
Go ahead, you can say it. It's awesome!
It's sad. It's just sad.
Whatever.
Those designs don't need to be Legoed. Those designs are actually great, exactly as they are, in the style depicted in the movies.
Well, the Legos are fantastic.
No. They just look like a regular Lego with a different paint job on it.
Well, they do. Some of them do.
Oh. Ugh. It's like I'm correct again.
Yeah, well.
Imagine that.
Well, I have an extra.
Is that frustrating for you?
No, not really. I have an extra
right.
An extra Frozone and an extra Edna Mode. So you can get these together. What a pair they make,
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't have time to hit the mute button. I apologize.
That's all right. I forgive you. How's it going, man?
It's going. It's going. It's going.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show you something very, very fast.
Okay.
So you're going to need to be looking at me. You don't have to share me. That way.
Well, I'll white box you so I can.
No, don't. just you see.
Okay. Don't see anything. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Did y'all get a good look at that?
No one saw that.
Probably not. Well, if it did, it only flashed for a second.
Exactly.
All right. All right, so tonight we're drawing.
Oh, you are? You're drawing?
Yeah, of course. What else am I going to do? I could eat candy, but I don't think anybody wants to watch that either.
Yeah, dude, you've already killed that thing, man.
I still have several more to go, so it'll be a while.
But you almost had like a good running gag, but you beat it to death too quickly.
Isn't that something I do with everything that I do?
Yeah,
then?
I tried to warn you, though. You could have had like a good, cringy, long-running joke, and I tried to warn you.
Yeah, well.
I really did. Like, I was like, I don't tell you these things to be mean. I'm trying to help.
Yeah, well, sometimes I don't know if you're being mean or trying to help or a little bit of both just to see what happens. You know?
Well, there's a lot of overlap. To be honest, I will admit there's a lot of overlap.
There's a lot of overlap. That's funny. All right. Oh, you know what I need to do? Oh, crap. I just realized my other sketchbook is in the car. That's all right. I have an idea for a drawing that I want to do.
Oh, a drawing?
A drawing. A drawing that I actually drew myself.
Oh.
With my own pencil.
Yeah. I like inking. Like, the penciling stage sucks. That's the reason I do it all digitally now, because it's so much faster.
Yeah.
But the inking stage, I love. Like, I get so happy when I'm inking.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I love it, dude. I love using a brush and a pen.
Very cool.
I get so happy when I'm inking. And painting, I like to paint.
Well, see, I've never been a painter, you know? I've never been very good at painting.
I'm a painter.
No, that is not something I was good at. It is not something I did well. Well, it's not something I really tried, so I really...
Exactly.
Yeah, I always... the thing about painting was I always stayed away from color, so I always liked doing everything in black and white. Very rarely did I do anything in color, except when Miss Ebersol forced me to. Evil woman. Evil woman.
What are you talking about? She's an amazing painter, though.
She is. She's fantastic, but I always thought she was mean and evil to me because she made me work in color.
Well, she was trying to teach you something.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you noticed, but she was trying to teach you basic principles of drawing and painting.
Yeah, when it came to color, she didn't succeed. But then again, I was a bad student, so.
Yeah, that's more your fault.
yeah, I know.
That's on you.
You know, I actually saw her at some of the gallery nights, the gallery openings when Ayla went to school. She was actually there, yeah. She wasn't teaching anymore, but she was there for the galleries, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, she wasn't teaching, I think, by the time Ayla started.
Yeah.
But she was a fantastic drawing painting teacher.
Yep.
Like, she knew how to, like, push you.
Yeah, and she knew Jennifer and I were up to something, and she kind of just... She was one of the few teachers that knew something was going on and kind of just, stepped back and said, oh, Andrew needs to get a win sometime in life, so... E. Michael says, how well is the book coming along? Well, actually, there is a bit of an update. Avery has introduced me to a new printer that looks absolutely fantastic. And we're looking into ordering some copies. What we're thinking about doing is, instead of doing a whole new campaign in which we're trying to get the funds in order to order the books, what we're thinking about doing this time is actually putting in an order, maybe for a small run of books, maybe 50 to 100 copies, and then doing the Indiegogo again, but starting it with a much smaller goal. Like, we already know we can get 4,000 or so.
I suggest ordering at least 200.
Well, see, I don't have the money to do that. I have the money. I could do 50 to 100 right away.
Okay.
But the idea,
I wouldn't do any less than 100.
Yeah. Well, the idea is to actually have books in hand when we start the Indiegogo. That way, we can set it at a flexible goal instead of a fixed goal. Because the whole thing with the difference between the two was, the flexed goal means if you don't raise the money that you set your goal at, you still have to fulfill the orders. Well, if we have the books in hand, if we set the goal at 4,000 and we only reach 3,000 or 2,000, we've got the books in hand. We can still do it. Instead of having a fixed goal, in which means, like, if we submit 4,000 on the fixed goal and we only get 3,000, nobody gets anything. So we're going with the idea that let's get some copies of the books in hand first and rethink how we're going to do this. Because, to be honest with you, if we're able to order 100 copies of the book and have it in hand, and all we're planning on doing at that moment is sell through those, we can set the goal much lower, which we already know we can get. We already know we can get that. So it's just a matter of finishing some of the pre-press stuff that I was working on before and kind of put on hold for a bit, finishing that and actually getting copies of the books in hand. And
the book
that's
next a little bit more.
Yeah, the book is probably, well, we had set the baseline of the book at $25. We may have to raise that to like 30, but it's not going to be ridiculous. We're still going to offer the combo packs, which everybody seems to like, which includes the book, the sketchbook, the ash can, possibly a print and a sketch type of thing. That is still going to be the number one, perk that we put out there. But I absolutely think it's going to work this time. So, but we're gonna be a little bit more prepared. It's going to take about a month or two to get all of our ducks in a row. But I'm looking forward to starting it over again. And I think setting a more reasonable goal, having books on hand, is going to be like 95% of the issue. As I know that we keep telling people the book is done, it's done, but we don't have any on hand other than the black and white versions, of course. But if we restart the campaign and say, look, here's the book, we have them right here, it makes it more real, and it might make it easier for people to take a risk on an unknown property if they know it's actually physically in somebody's hands at that moment. So
yeah, and you need to add back those original art tiers that were in the first campaign, because those were most of your funding that time.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that liked those, and yeah, that is true. But
just keep it real simple: 1 book, 2 books, 1 book with everything, 2 books, 2 of everything.
Yeah.
And then go into the original art tiers. Very, very simple.
Yeah, I know
suggestion.
There's a lot of people out there that like the original art, which I think is fantastic. Being an art collector myself, I love seeing original art being.
They were willing to pay the price. They were willing to pay that $120, $140 a page.
Yep.
Plus, you're going to have the original art for the cover, the new cover.
Yep.
That piece that's a $300 piece, dude.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. This could be cool.
I think it'll sell.
Yep. Well, so update on the store. I've made a decision, something that I had been debating about previously, and I've decided I'm going to do it. Let me take a short story and make it into a long story. Because
really?
you've never heard of me doing that before, have you?
No.
Many years ago.
Please explain, Andrew, in detail.
Many years ago, when I worked back at my old job, I worked with a lady whose husband owned a drafting company, and he had been retired for many years. And one of the things that he had done is when the company went defunct or whatever, he closed up shop or whatnot, he had one of the last drafting tables in his garage. Well, it's just been sitting in his garage. And his wife mentioned that he had it, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds awesome. And she says, well, I mean, if you're willing to come get it, we'll give it to you. And I'm like, no way. So this thing is the drawing area table is like 6 foot by 4 foot something. The drawing table is huge, but it stands on a metal base that raises and goes like this. You know, I could put it straight up. I could lay it flat, whatever. It also had drawers. It had a long drawer for art supplies. It had a flat other table, which I don't have any clue what was for. I don't know why. It just never worked that way. I think what it was is when the drawing table board was up, the other table could slide out and somebody could work on the other side of it. So, but I'd always pushed it up against a wall, so I never used it. But when my buddy and I went to their house in order to pick it up, of course, I just had the minivan at the time. We had no idea what to do with this thing. It was huge. That's what she said. And we put the whole thing as one piece in the back of my van and took it home. And it was fantastic. And I loved it. And the next time we moved, I figured out a way to take the thing apart, to break it down into all the pieces, take the drawers out, take everything, the base stayed the same, the top came off, everything. So after this last move into this house, which we're currently living in, it went into storage because there was absolutely no room for it anywhere. So it's actually been in storage for 3 years at this point. And storage, I mean, it's in the utility shed out in the backyard. I mean, it's not that far away. I get to see it every day. Actually, I'm looking out my window into the window of the storage, and I can actually see it from here. So I have a close connection to it. Oh, but the thing was so heavy. The thing was so heavy, we called it the Beast because it was so huge and so heavy. And I'm putting it together, and I'm putting it together at the store. It's going in the store. It's absolutely going. And I sat down and I redesigned the entire layout, and I have a place for it in which I can sit at it and draw and still look and see the whole entire store and keep an eye on the store. But I'm going to set up a camera so that while I work, I can record it. And I'm super excited because I have not had my drawing table in many years. And one of the things I did with the drawing table is over in the top corner, I cut a hole in it and built a frame underneath it, and then built a light table into the table. So there's a piece of glass on the table, and there's 2 lights, fluorescent lights underneath it, that because this table is so huge, it actually has its own extension cord, and so that you can plug multiple lights into it and so forth. And I had those plugged in, so at any time I could just flip the switch, and the flat surface of the table became a light table. And I built that into it myself because, I'm just that kind of creative guy. But I haven't used that thing in so long, and I am so looking forward to having it set back up again. I'm just giddy with excitement about setting up my drawing table. Now, it's not going to happen this weekend, but my goal is to have it set up next weekend. Actually, this weekend, I'm going to have one half of the store done. At least that's the plan. And then the next weekend, we'll have the other half of the store done. But if y'all are local to Jacksonville and you want to come by the Beach Boulevard Flea Market, Unit C15, we will be open this Saturday in our brand new location with comics, original art, and other stuff. So I talked to Mike about it, and Mike's actually, he doesn't have to go into work till 5 o'clock Saturday and Sunday, so he's actually going to have his ass there helping me.
Oh my gosh.
which I haven't had any help so far, and that's okay. I haven't set up in the booth. I've been setting up just at a regular table, and I told my wife I don't count the day that the 11-year-old came and helped me, because he didn't help me at all. Pain in the ass kid. So this will be the first time I actually have somebody there to help me, and I'm very excited about that. But I'm going to the store tomorrow afternoon around 3:30, and gonna do finishing up some drywall, and then the next day, Friday, I'm actually getting off work at 1, so I'm gonna spend about 3 or 4 hours there. I'm gonna do the tape and the plaster, and if I can get that done tomorrow, that'd be best, and then sand it and then paint it on Friday, and then put together the rest of, because there's going to be 4 comic box racks and then 1 additional one on the corner, and that's the half of the store that I want to have set up by Saturday. So that's what we're working on, and I'm really, really thrilled. I'm really, really happy, and I'm looking forward to getting back to Drawing Hero, and that's one of the other reasons I want to have the drawing table there and a camera there, so that I can continue to work on it. And I'm just so happy. I'm so thrilled. Oh, it's the little things in life, people. You know, somebody once told me, it says you really need to celebrate the little things in life, because the big things may never come. And that is absolutely the God's honest truth. Celebrate the little things that make you happy. And this is one of those things that I'm just very happy about. Are you laughing?
Yes.
Okay. That is a good saying, though, you know?
No, I hate it.
Hey, Evan Van Shriver and Eagle, how's it going?
I don't celebrate the little things, because they
Wait a minute.
mean nothing to me.
Eagle says, hello, who wants to talk about FF13? Is that Fantastic Four 13? Is that what that's referring to?
What's Fantastic Four 13?
I don't know.
They brought back Fantastic Four?
They brought back Fantastic Four a while ago.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't buy Marvel anymore.
It's Final Fantasy. They're talking about Final Fantasy.
Oh, no. I've never played a Final Fantasy game ever.
Really?
No, I've played. I played some demos back in the PlayStation 2 days, the PS1 and PS2 days, but I can't play those turn-based RPGs.
Oh yeah.
No.
I honestly have never.
The old style turn-based RPGs. It's like reading a book and waiting, pressing a button, waiting.
Yeah, you don't like to read your video games, do you?
No, I hate it.
Oh.
The only game that can get me to do that is Morrowind.
Is there a lot of reading in Morrowind?
Yeah, because they didn't. It's got a lot of voice acting, but it's in the Xbox days, the original Xbox days. But there's still a lot of reading.
Okay.
It's got a lot of voice acting, but not completely. And the Knights of the reading you have to do the Knights of the Old Republic games, RPGs. Those games were exceptional, but they're not turn-based. Like, now I have no idea if Final Fantasy is still turn-based. It may not be anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of role-playing games have abandoned that.
Well, I made a deal with my wife many moons ago that she offered. She said, I'll get you any gaming system you want. All you have to do is go back to college and get your associate's degree. And needless to say, I don't own any gaming systems because I never went back, and I never got my associate's degree. So
that would be it.
It was a huge motivator. But there have been numerous times where she's offered to get me something, and I said nope. We got a Nintendo Wii, but that was for her. Michael has an Xbox and a PlayStation, but those are his. I don't have any gaming system for myself.
Oh yeah, and Mike never played Halo. We need to do the Halo playthroughs on my channel.
Oh, okay.
Even if I don't set up the capture card and stream it through to YouTube, we can still stream it on my Twitch. Because he can join me and I can stream to my Twitch channel from my Xbox and then upload it to YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Does he have that game already, or?
Yeah. He bought the Master Chief pack. Like, I haven't played Halo 5, but I have all the others, and I have the Master Chief pack. You know, with the remasters.
Right.
And he and I could play through Halo, all the first 4 Halos together.
All right. Well, you should talk to him about it. Oh, we're probably not going to be able to do lunch Sunday, by the way.
It's all right.
Because we'll have a store going. Unless you want to get together early and go to breakfast.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Well, you should still come by and visit and hang out. Maybe we can give you some work to do and maybe make you move some big boxes or something.
Busy.
Hey, by any chance, did they put me on the schedule for this week?
I didn't look.
Oh, okay. You know, I still haven't called them back.
Who cares?
Hopefully they got the point, but all right.
I can tell them.
No. I mean, if they're not going to call me or text me and ask, they're just going to stick me on the schedule, then they're going to get what they get, you know?
You're no longer available.
That is true. I probably wouldn't be available anyway, so.
I can just tell him, listen, you're wasting your time. He's no longer available.
That's just so mean. I mean, come on. I gave him my 2 weeks notice 11 months ago. You'd think they'd get the picture by now, right?
Nope. They have a hard time keeping help there.
Oh, I know. That's why I told Ryan I was probably his most dependable employee, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I have this idea for a backup story for Hero Book 3, in which it contains a story about a group of demon hunters, and that's the characters I'm designing. I've got 4 in mind, and it's possible there may be some others. Every time I think of a new one, they're very stereotypical characters. You know, you got the young buck type one. You got the old war-ridden guy. You got the sexy lady assassin character. You got the big gruff, you know, guy. They're all typical, you know, archetypes. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason you see those archetypes over and over and over and over again. It's because they work. Yeah. But I mean, they're not main. They're not main plot points in the. They're just the story within a story. They're part of that. They're to set up something else. But I really like some of the character designs, and this is the young, you know. He's like if this was Star Wars, this would be like the Luke Skywalker, you know, the young noble, you know, guy, but he has a kid. That's part of the story. Luke didn't have a kid in Star Wars, but he has a kid. But the sexy assassin character is the Tigress character that I created, and part of me was originally going to set this story like 100 years ago, because it's like the ancestors of some of the characters that we get introduced to, and then part of me wants it to be more real, be more relevant in time, because I really like that character. I think she looks cool, and I want her to appear in the story. So there's still ways you could still set it.
Oh yeah, I know.
There are ways. This is fantasy.
It is all It's all my fantasy.
It's a fantasy world. Lots of things are possible.
That's right. I wonder what everybody else is doing this evening. Probably having a life right now. You know, we don't have lives. Just like to get together and draw. So what else are you working on tonight? Anything good?
No. Just coloring some hero.
Yeah, so yeah, I knew he was going to say that. All right, that'll make me happy. So this is one. This is the big, gruff, you know, battle-hardened one. And this guy is like the war horse type character. And then we have the sexy tigress, who she's in the other sketchbook. So, I forgot about this character. I don't know what he is. I just drew him. I don't know. I don't know what he is. But all right, let's take a look and see what's going on in the chat, because we got some activity going on. Looks like Dillard's in the chat. How's it going, man? He says, I'll go to breakfast with you if you want. Oh, absolutely. Come on down. Ethan Van Skyver says, Return of John. Eagle says, it's the demon. Is the demon a Mack truck? And then he retracted something. And then he asked Dillard, heads or tails? And then Dillard says, tails. Is, oh, great. Now I have to find a coin. You guys you're just so funny. Oh. So I want to work on a layout for this drawing. I'm not going to probably do the whole drawing, but I want to work on the layout because I have an idea in my head for this large illustration with all these characters, showing off all these characters. But first, I don't know what number sketch this is. What am I up to now? 118, 119. So this is 120. Save the video, and I'm going to pull out. Oh, stop it!
You have 2 kids. We know you're not good at that.
Where is my tracing paper?
It's obvious the only 2 people worse than you at that.
Crap. Crap. See, I just spilled my ink right there.
Oh, you're awful.
I am. Oh, and guess what? I picked tops. Ooh. Hey, did I tell you I got my Pro Pass for New York?
No.
Yep, I did. I got Mike's too, so very happy about that. So, still waiting to hear back on a table. Look at the mess I made. That's the reason why I put this foam core down. Oh, wait a minute, it's in a mess underneath. No, it's not. It's beautiful underneath. Oh my gosh, people, put foam core down on your workspace. It'll save your life.
Or you can get a black drawing table.
That's right.
I have one. I have 2 drawing tables. One's black. One's the white. The white drawing table's covered.
Oh, I don't want to know what it's covered in.
The blood of my enemies.
Oh, that's a. Oh, here we go. I found it. Yay. I'm so happy when I find things I'm looking for. Guys, you have no idea how often I can't find the crap I need to find. Especially in this office. If I turned on my FaceTime camera, which I'm not going to do today, by the way, if I did turn it on, you would notice that the wall of books, of comic boxes behind me has gotten smaller. Because a lot of that stuff is getting shifted and moved to the store. So, hey, Commodore, what's up, man?
Good in the head.
What?
It's all good in the head.
Oh, good in the hood. Okay, I thought he said good in the head. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's all good there.
It's all good in the head.
Do your bathroom time on your own time, okay? Oh. So what do we got going on tonight? Tonight's drawn and quartered, right? Something to look forward to for those of you who do the drawing quartered the pro style. Raise this up a little bit more.
Oh yeah, we'll go watch the people who are.
Oh no!
What?
He moves his camera.
Oh.
His laptop's on screen.
Guys, I have a video. I haven't shared it. I have a video in which I was doing something on the table, and the kit comes up, and she comes up on the kit, and I start petting her, and she gets comfortable. And the next thing I know, she's reached out, and the only reason why I haven't shared this video is because I'm shirtless, so you see my stomach. She reaches out, and she puts her head on my stomach, and she falls asleep. She uses me as a pillow and falls asleep on my drawing table with her head on my stomach. It's just the cutest damn thing you've ever seen in your life.
Don't be soft and fluffy and it won't happen.
Yeah, well, She likes the soft and fluffy. So what can I tell you?
I'll give her peeps.
Wait a minute. Kodiak's in the chat. He says, I've been here since you started, but I'm working on the damn computer. Okay, well. You know what? I did go out and get dinner, and I didn't get a chance to eat it before we started. So I'm going to chomp down on some French fries before they go cold. Okay. And Kodiak says, soy level 100,000. You're absolutely right.
Which is over 9,000.
Yeah. Oh, guys, guess what movie comes out this week that I'm looking forward to seeing?
Please disappoint us.
John Wick 3. Thank you very much, bitch. I'm sorry.
All right.
I hope I didn't offend anybody out there, but
I am very disappointed. I thought you were going to pick a crap movie.
Yeah.
Well, Mike told me. Well, Mike told me that he went and saw Detective Pikachu, and I said, okay, cool. Was it good? And he said it was okay. And I said, all right, okay's okay. And he says, I didn't like the villain's plan, because Mike's always been a fan of the villains. He's Darth Vader, Darth Maul. He's the bad guys are his characters.
Probably not really supposed to be a hero movie. It's supposed to be like kind of like one of those.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's like I was surprised that there was a bad guy. And he said the bad guy's plan, which for some reason he always, tries to justify the validity of the bad guy's plan. He said it only works in one city. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea what that means. But he was disappointed in the fact that it is just, that was what he didn't like about the movie. So, but he said it was okay. It was okay. So I'm not sure if I can convince him to let me go see it with him and see it again, because sometimes he'll go see a movie and he's like, Dad, I'm not watching that movie again. Like he took my wife to go see Captain Marvel, and I said, are you going to take me? And he said, no. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not seeing Captain Marvel then.
He's like, no, that movie sucked.
He was like, Dad, I really don't want to see it again. And I go, okay, I understand that. I cannot complain and fight that argument. So it is coming out in the Steelbook, and I will be buying it because the art on the Steelbook looks absolutely fantastic. So, but yeah, I know. D says, your belly is actually good for something, a cat pillow. Yes, it is. Guys, I have the video. I can share it with you if you really know.
Do not. Do not.
You know what?
It's not funny.
I should start a new Patreon and make that like one of the Patreon backer only videos.
That you won't show your belly, or you will.
Well, I did. There was a moment in the adjusting of the camera that there was a nip slip, so I had to push the camera a little bit forward so that you didn't get any nips. So
male nipple.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, it was mine. I'm not showing that off. I'm not worried about showing off my tummy. I mean,
I'm so grossed out.
Still male nipples over the air TV, not get that censored.
Yeah, well, no. The last time nipples were shown on this show, we had to edit the video.
Oh, Kodiak!
Thank you, Kodiak.
Kodiak showed that one video. It was horrific.
It wasn't a video. It was a
GIF.
Yeah, it was a GIF, but it was bad.
It was nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Nightmare fuel on Elm Street.
Yeah,
dude, it was bad.
It was worse than anything Todd shares, and Todd shares crap. I said his name expecting him to show up at any second, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Explain, Andrew, in detail.
So, what resolution is that?
You mean my video?
No, I mean like his what he's working on.
Probably 300 DPI.
What? Who's working on?
What you're working on, Avery?
It should be 400, isn't it?
I think,
It's full size 300.
yeah,
It hasn't been shrunk down yet.
yeah. The one that was 400 was the cover that I sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the difference between those two.
300's fine, especially since I'm not. It still has to be reduced. So yeah, 300's fine. As long as you stay at the higher size while you're working.
No.
While you're working and lettering, it 300's fine. The human eye can't see any more than that anyway.
Well, the human eye can't see it more than 24 frames a second.
Yeah, but the resolution it can only detect so much anyway.
Well, that was satire of what I said.
Yeah.
Hey, Psychobat says, "What you drawing?" I have an idea for a pinup that I'm working on. It's a group of demon hunting samurai. It's going to be a story. It's going to be like a backup story. It's actually a story within the story in Hero Book 3, and I'm just doing a design for all 4 of the characters. Actually, there's 5 of them, but that is what I am drawing now as I'm working on the layout.
Speaking of samurai, they would have swords now, wouldn't they? And what do you think a modern day sword, like made with modern technology, would look like? Like not like cheap factory stuff, but I mean like stuff designed like as a weapon, not as a piece of
like
art.
Decoration type, like art type stuff. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Avery, do you follow anything with modern weapon working?
It looked like swords from the past. You can't do better than what they came up with before.
What about combat knives? They look a lot different than the knives they had 300 years ago.
They're not that different.
I think most of the modern knives that you see nowadays are more decorative than anything else,
No, we still have modern day combat knives, don't we?
Yeah, but I think they're pretty
They haven't changed they really haven't changed in a while.
They might have changed in alloys, materials.
Yeah. A K-bar, the K-bar's been around.
Yeah.
For a while now.
Psychobat says, "I'm just trying to find people to talk to while drawing as well because I'm lonely." Oh, you poor guy.
I'm so lonely.
Trust
me, man, we know all about that.
With modern manufacturing, you could make something really reliable that's like one solid piece, a lot easier than you could before. That would be a benefit.
Gotta love those characters with the big ass feet.
I don't know, do you?
Well, I have several characters with big ass feet, so I mean, I don't have a problem with drawing big ass feet.
This is a modern combat knife. Like knives didn't look like this 300 years ago.
Is that a plastic handle? I'm sure they don't have plastic handles.
Yeah, it's a
polymer handle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got like a Tanto blade, but see, it's still that a Tanto blade.
Well, if you look at bows, they may have better materials than they had,
Yeah, but still, the basic design, it's just a Tanto blade with serrations at the bottom.
Yeah, but like if you look at bows, like bows that we have today, are way more accurate than they've ever been.
Yeah, but it's still the basic concept hasn't changed.
Yeah, still, but I'm not talking about the basic concept. I'm talking about modern niceties.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some kind of revolutionary design or something.
I'm not talking about lightsabers or anything.
No, I just thought you were talking about some like reinventing the wheel.
No,
Like that's not reinventing the wheel. That's just making it that's like combining.
Yeah, it's a modern.
three.
Yeah, it's like it's an evolution from the Model T.
Yeah, there's nothing exceptional about that.
Well, maybe if you talk to somebody from like 300 years ago, maybe it's like, hey, check out this combat knife,
Well, I think a lot of the knife collecting nowadays, isn't it, for the decorative pieces? Nobody's actually buying knives to go out and flay anything.
No, dude, no.
No?
No, there are guys that spend hundreds of dollars on knives because they want something that could chop down a small tree as well as skin a deer.
Yeah. They're manly Grizzly Adams men.
Yeah, they spend big money on knives and abuse the crap out of them.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Probably have their own damn blacksmith.
They're looking for something that's damn near impossible to tear up, and they will spend big money to get it.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well, one of the guys that works in the office at the flea market was telling me that there's a guy that has a knife store at the flea market.
Yeah.
And he has a YouTube channel, and he does live streaming from his store on the channel. Yeah. I'm like, that's really cool. But I told him I can't do it. I can't do live streaming from the store because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. And he said, well, the guy got around that by just bringing his laptop in and doing it from his laptop. So.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, use your phone as a hotspot.
Yeah. Well, my phone's really crappy, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Psychobat says, hey, what do you recommend I draw? Whatever you want. I mean, the most popular thing right nowadays is Avengers characters. So unless you have your own characters.
Draw boobies and lots of them.
Draw boobies and lots of them. Bobs. Draw lots of bobs.
Yeah, bobbies.
You don't know how old this person is.
Oh,
okay, draw Bobby Hills.
That is true too.
Okay, if you're over 18, yeah.
One of the guys I work with, he came to me and we were talking about some work related stuff, and he had gotten he'd gotten an email from his son's school. His son got in trouble. He was doing testing, and when he got done with the test, they gave him an extra sheet of homework to do because he was done with the test. And he didn't want to do anything else. And he was like, I don't want to do this. So he put, it was a 10-question piece of homework, and he put no hablo española as his answer for all 10 answers. And then for his name, he said, Fucky McFuckerton. And the teacher scanned it in and emailed it to his dad. And I'm like, dude, how old is your kid? I mean, he's like, he's 11. And I said, oh.
He's a genius.
He's
go places.
He's bored out of his mind.
Yeah, well, schools aren't place for smart people. You know that?
No, exactly. If you really are a lot smarter than everyone else, you're going to get so bored. You're going to end up You're going to do very, very poorly.
Here's what smart people should get. They should get a private tutor.
Well, the public education system is not intended to educate you.
It's based on the Prussian model.
Yeah, it's meant to make compliant workers for management.
And people that blindly obey the state. I pledge allegiance to the monopoly and arbitration of the United States of America.
It was meant to make robots sheeple.
Yeah.
If you read the mission statement from when they originally came up with the idea and started doing it.
Oh, you did some research, huh?
Huh?
You did some research. I think I talked about this before.
Oh yeah. I read it years ago, and I was just like, yeah, there's no intention of educating you. It's just to make you blindly follow. To generate sheeple.
Hey, the country needs hard-working people, that just sit back and obey. All right.
Oh, we're doing it. We're breaking the conditioning. We're under attack. We know it. Oh, God, those memes.
So what's new and happening with you, Commodore?
Nothing special.
Nothing special?
There's never anything special.
Oh, God, you know what that reminds me?
Uh-oh.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Katie Cook has a web comic called Nothing Special. And it reminds me, do you guys remember that piece I was telling you all about?
Does she hate you?
What?
Does she hate you?
Yeah, I don't think she follows me anymore. So, but that's okay. But what was I saying? Oh crap! Remember how I told you guys about that piece, the Ben 10 piece that I started several years ago, where I had a bunch of different artists contributing to the piece, and Avery was one of them.
No.
I found it. I found the original.
Oh.
And if you want, I can show it to you this evening. It's actually kind of cool.
No.
Well, it's all right. So that's one of the reasons why I don't base my decisions on what I'm going to do on the stream by what Avery says. Otherwise, I wouldn't do anything.
No, you just be gooder.
Be gooder?
Yes.
No, I don't think I'll ever be gooder. I don't think
wants to see that.
Dude, it's a cool piece of art, and I want to share it with them, so I'm going to.
All right, but there's a price to be paid for it.
Paid for what?
So you brought
Disobeying.
Say again, Avery?
Disobeying.
Disobeying. Okay, disobeying you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It comes at a price. I'm just warning you now.
Dude, it's an awesome piece of art. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you drawing Brock?
What's that?
Is that Brock?
This? No. It's supposed to be the tiger lady, but it doesn't look like a lady at all. So,
it could be like a tranny.
No, she's not a tranny.
You can't say it that way.
Hey,
They can get you.
Depends on the trans person.
Yeah.
Did you just kill my stream?
You did it too.
Well, I was asking a question. Oh well. I'm sorry if there's anybody out there I offended with my version of saying trains with
Trains.
How about Trans Ams? Hey, Kodiak.
Yeah, Trans Ams.
Did Kodiak join the chat?
Yeah, it's a shame that they don't have the Trans Am anymore.
The Trans Am.
God,
you know
there's
what?
an echo in here. What the hell?
Do you know?
Oh my God.
Do you know what we really don't talk enough about?
Trans Ams.
Trans-dimensional warp drives.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't find it.
What's that?
Oh my.
Trans-dimensional warp drive.
Oh my God.
What about the Transcontinental Railroad?
Oh, this is gonna get Andrew.
Hey, well, maybe somebody blew their transmission on their Trans Am on the Transcontinental Railroad.
The Transcontinental Railroad. Did you really say that?
Yes.
That's funny.
Kodiak left.
Kodiak's like, I don't want none of this.
He came in, he made a transaction, and then he left. God, where's Rick when you need him, you know?
or even Lorenzo. He always comes up with good puns. Hey, Kodiak, you back.
Oh my God, that was a nightmare.
Oh, we're not talking about cars anymore.
Oh no, not that.
All right. So here we go. We got the gruff, older guy. We got the young idealistic hero who has a son who I don't have any space to put the son in. You got the huge beefy warthog guy.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the sexy tigress lady in the background who she doesn't look very sexy right now. She doesn't look very. You don't get to see very much of her. I may have to change this layout a little bit so you see more of her because she's like awesome.
So what are you playing the Doug Knaple game for?
What?
Warfroom Gym?
Yeah.
'Cause it's a celebration. I don't know. I'm trying to.
Is there a special occasion?
very first bad guy. You know what?
Playing the
It is
PAL
not fun to play this game with the freaking aftermarket controller.
You also play the PAL version too. It's at 50 hertz.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
I have one of those like dollar.
What does that
store
even mean?
You play in the European.
What dollar store? What? Like one of those?
Sega Genesis?
Oh yeah, those suck. I hate them.
No, what's bad is the controller. I need an actual Sega controller. It has the ports. I can get if I can find an old Sega controller that works. I can play Sega Genesis games if I get them.
What does 50 hertz mean now?
50 frames per second instead of 60.
Okay, well, I don't notice a difference.
Well, that's because you're playing the European ROM.
Oh. How do you know that?
He knows all this stuff, dude.
The European regions they play their games at 50 FPS, but we always have them at 60.
So the directional pad was and that's what was taking me so long trying to reset it, is to where if you push cross to the left, that goes forward, and then cross up the other direction, it goes back. So confusing. And I tried my behind off to change the configuration, and it won't do it.
All right, so I like this layout, except I kind of jammed the other character in the background where you can't see her. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably just scan this in, and I'll reduce the size just a little bit so I can show a little bit more of her in the background.
Always jamming stuff in the back.
Always jamming stuff in the background.
Disgusting. Degenerate.
Ethan Von Scriber says, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is trash.
Yes.
Yep.
And then he said, we played Roblox. 50 hertz means trash, a.k.a. European.
Hey, there's a cow.
Throw the cow.
This will be that did that cow launching. What?
Now, what are you playing this on?
Emulator. Oh, I mean Fusion emulator. Now, what am I actually looking for then, Kami, to get a good copy of this that I can play and configure my controller nicely?
When you look for the ROM, what's the USA version or Japan version?
Oh, I probably already downloaded that because I downloaded like 3,000 versions of everything.
And then you're probably using the PAL version. Like if you look at the list, like open the ROM.
I really would prefer not. It would make everything up because it's like, for some reason, every time I even touch anything, both screens will shut down and my internet will shut down. So, yeah, I just finished downloading. It just got done downloading. So,
Evan Von Scriber shared a link to what looks like an Amazon for gaming controllers, 2 of each.
Yeah,
old NES and very cool.
One of something interesting about the Sega controller, there was no electronics in it at all. There's like no microchip.
Huh.
It's just like, each pin on the
he won't fire his gun, huh?
was one button.
That's what she said.
That's why you could stick a Nemesis controller inside my Mario no work. But I won't press the start button.
I am not this bad at video games, I swear, but figuring out how to push down into the left to go forward and down, that's...
And I think the issue with
I'm done with that.
You're probably on cycle, actually.
Kodiak's like, I'm too old for this crap.
Yeah. I want just to plug and play, man.
Yeah.
My kids will figure out how to play it, though. That's what sucks. It's like, Dad, all you do is push down to go forward and up and right to go back. It's easy.
All right, Kodiak, you want to see something kind of cool?
I am not looking at your penis.
That's what she said too.
At least you admit it.
You don't have to look at it to take it.
I like exactly. As a matter of fact, that's the way we prefer it. Don't look at it.
Don't look at it.
If you're looking, you're not taking. Oh God, this just went R-rated.
All right, I have a piece of art I want to share with you.
Uh-oh. Trash.
Hold on a second. Now, the funny thing about this, it's in a poster frame, but the glass, or not the glass, but the plexiglass piece that was with it cracked during one of my moves. So I went out and bought, I don't know why, and I'm sure somebody out there could tell us, why glass is cheaper than plexiglass. So I bought a piece of
glass.
I bought a piece of glass to go in the frame, and it makes this thing so much heavier. But check this out. All right, let me tell you what this is.
Glass is cheaper than oil. That's why, by the way.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. Back in 2008, my son was a big, huge fan of Ben 10.
Oh,
Ben 10.
yeah.
So what I did is I bought this piece. I don't know what size it is.
Hey, Kodak, we did back in 2008 too.
It's not 11 by 17. It's larger. But I drew Ben and Forearm. And then I took this piece to the New York Comic Con, and I asked artists that I knew there to add to it. And then I took it to Pittsburgh and got a few more artists to do it. So I'm going to tell you who all is involved in this thing. It's kind of cool.
Who colored the back one?
We'll get there. Okay.
He's like, you're jumping ahead. Go to
the first person that added to it was Mike Norton, who is Eisner Award-winning artist of Battle Pug,
and hates CG now.
And hates me. Yeah, he drew Gray Matter. What's really funny is I had a like a booklet for a toy, or no, it was from a DVD set that Mike had, and it had all the different characters on it. So I showed it to him and I said, just draw whatever character you want. And he picked Gray Matter, and he drew him like, big. And I told him, oh, that's like the little guy, but it's okay.
His name is Gray Matter, like.
Yeah, he's like the super intelligent one.
He's literally named after shit water.
No, that's gray water, you idiot. Gray matter's your brain.
All
right. Okay.
Then I had a very good friend of mine named Jamie Fay do oh crap, what is this character's name?
I called you an idiot.
Heatwave.
Left.
Heatwave. He drew Heatwave. And then I had a friend of ours, a mutual friend of me and Avery's, named Harold Jeanette, who is a fantastic illustrator. He did Riptide, I think is the name of this character, or Lockjaw or Ripjaw or something like that. He did that, and the funny thing was when he did it, he blocked out the blacks and then didn't fill it all in. So I'm actually the one that filled in the blacks on this part here. But look at the line weighting that he did here.
That's amazing.
So awesome.
You can't see it.
I laughed so hard, by the way, I knocked myself off for a second.
Okay.
I'm sorry I called you an idiot.
That's why I laughed at it.
And then back here, this was actually in 2009. This is what the hell is the name of the ghost character? Ghost something or other. I forgot. Ghost. Mike would know all these. I forgot his name.
Phantom, Kamen Rider Ghost.
But Avery did him, and this is just fantastic. He added the gray scale. He had the gray highlights in it, and just made it look great. He made it look fantastic. And then over here on this side, I had our mutual friend Todd from New York, do is his name Upgrade? Or something like that. It's the one that transforms, the one that does that. And then down here in the bottom, this is Accelerate, which a friend of ours did, a friend of mine. I don't know if Avery knows him or not, but oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Dave DeWanch did this.
Yes, I know Dave.
He's one of the founders of Action Lab Comics. We used to hang out with him at conventions and all. And then back here in the back is a version of Wild Mutt by the one and only Katie Cook. Some of you all may know her from her run on My Little Pony, but she did this cute fuzzy version of Wild Mutt, and I got this sketch from her before she blew up and became super famous.
Nice.
And she actually did 2 sketches for me. She did this, and then she did a sketch for my daughter, which was a a Tinkerbell sketch, and at the time she was collecting Tinkerbell sketches, and they're just gorgeous. I'll have to find it and show it to you guys. And then in the background, this is Diamond Head. The Diamond Head was actually drawn and colored by another mutual friend of Avery and I's by the name of Wayne Cordova, who's actually a writer. And he said, I don't draw. And I said, I don't care. I said, you're my buddy, you're my friend. I want you to contribute. So he actually asked me ahead of time. He said, give me just like a quick layout of where you want the character to go, and I'll draw it and color it. And I said, okay, fine. So that's why. And I wanted to get sometime in the future to get Jamie to actually color his, because he's really fantastic at doing colors, the Prisma colors and all. Technically, there's 1, 2, 3 characters that are full color, because the ghost guy, he's gray and white. So, but then there was 1 character from the original 10 that is not in here, and that is the flying guy, the bug guy. I forgot his name already, but I wanted to put him down here, and I actually had the intention to give this to a friend of ours by the name of Romel and have him do it, because this would be one of the first times.
But his damn foot's in the way.
Well, I mean, he could put him around it, or he could figure something out. I know he could.
Yeah,
but the reason I left that space open for him is because when we were back in high school, me, Avery, Todd, and Romel were kind of like, yeah, we're going to have our own company and so forth. And it never happened. But I thought it would be really cool to have the original 4 guys contributing to this piece. So it may happen sometime in the future. And to be honest with you, if I can't get him to do it, I have another person who I'd be willing to let do it. And that would be even just as fantastic. But I haven't seen either of these guys in a while, and I keep forgetting to take this with me when I actually do see them. But there is a space, there is a character, and it's either going to be done by 1 or 2 people. And if I can't get Romel to do it, I'll get the other guy to do it, and that'll be fantastic. So, but this is what we call a jam piece. I don't know who.
Yeah, it's jamming.
It's somebody showed us something like this, and it really was inspiring. I mean, we've met guys who do jam pieces, and I know there's one that's out there that was really cool that we saw, where a guy was getting all the Justice League, and he actually had 3 large pages and had people contributing to them, and fantastic artists on all of them, and it's just really cool when these things come together, because it's not just an original sketch. It's something that nobody else has. Nobody else has an original Ben 10 drawing with 10 different artists drawing on it.
A kind of like a baseball, but signed by a whole team or something.
Yeah, exactly. But all these people, I know all of them personally. They're all fantastic artists. Even if they hate me, I don't really care. But I have this original piece from all of them, and I think that's whatever, You know
what I took away from all this?
What did you?
I'm gonna name a character Gray Water.
You look different from gray matter by
disturbing, twisted people, and I love you all.
No,
Gray or Grey,
or just GRY.
Yeah. Ben 10 came around. I was like 28, I think, when it came out. But I just loved the look of it, and I knew that if I was a kid, I would have eaten it up. So.
That's not eat it up as an adult.
Funny thing is we downloaded it and tried to get my kids to watch it, and not enough of them. They kept arguing over it. So the one kid that was into it, they just kind of whatever. Then they rebooted it.
The Omniverse.
Get it? When Gray Water comes in, he'll go doot.
Do you want to see something else really cool? This is a piece of art that I need to take it out of the frame because it's slipped down in the frame.
Oh, but, please show that.
This is a piece of art from 1952.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh yeah. And you may ask yourself, how did you get a piece of art from 1952? Well, there's a long story involved in that. And needless to say, I actually have 2 pages from this comic. But these are fantastically beautiful. And these are from a comic called Wombi, the Jungle Boy.
Okay, I was gonna think it was like some kind of Garden of Eden book.
No, just wait. Let me see this. Oh, now it is old. I mean, this is. I joked around.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
I joked around with my mom and dad, and I said my goal is to own a piece of art that's older than both of you, and this piece of art is actually older than my mother. So now I'm trying to find a piece of art that's older than my father. So it would have to be something prior to 45. But this is 52.
This is hard because they threw that stuff away, didn't they?
A lot. Well, actually, one of the things about this one is the page itself, the original art that they worked on, was larger than this. It was actually like 3 extra inches and an extra inch on the side, where they actually used it for the printing press in order to copy it or whatnot. I trimmed it in order to make it. I mean, just having the art itself. I didn't mess up any of the signatures, because there's some signatures and notes on here. But I love the fact that you got some blue line stuff where they had corrections made, and you've got, I don't know who actually signed off on this, but that's in here. But is this the one that has all the stuff on the back? No, doesn't have anything on the back. But you can see by the page itself, it's old, it's oranged, yellowed, I should say. But look at the detail of some of these animals in this page. Just freaking fantastic.
I'll get that scanned. Do you know what comic it's from?
Wombi issue number 11.
Oh, sure. You just said it.
Yep. Wombi the Jungle Boy. And actually, I have a second page. I'll show that to you.
Your dad's 74?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, how old do you think I am?
Well, you're as old as my sister, and my dad was born in 51, so.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Well, if my grandparents were alive, they'd be in their hundreds.
Matter of fact, my sister is 47. How old are you?
45, I think.
Yeah.
Last time I checked.
Of course, my dad and mom had her when they were like 18, so.
Yeah. All right, hold on a second. Let me pull this one out. That's what she said.
Oh, careful with those edges.
Yeah, don't get edgy.
Yeah, we don't like edging.
Now, honestly,
Andrew will never get that.
No.
I honestly don't know if these pages are actually worth any money. I think I looked up some other pages, and you could find these pages out in the world for a couple $100 or less. But this one, just fantastic. You know, the design, the amount of effort that went into every single panel, you know, just blows me away.
You can tell they're looking for the cream of the crop, and like there's like a little room for fixing your mistakes, you know.
Yeah.
But this is these 2 pages.
Look at that layout, though. The panels, that crooked paneling, and it just works. You know.
Yep. And the lettering on the page. I mean, they don't do that as much anymore. You know, this is all, the majority of this is done with a brush pen. Not a brush pen, but an actual brush, you know.
That is a perfect example of knowing a rule enough to break it and break it right.
Yep. Gorgeous. I love these pages. These are some of my favorite pages that I own.
How much did you pick that one up for?
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
I did a favor for a friend. And No. Truthfully, well, no. I'll tell you the story. Our local comic shop was doing a charity drive, and they were looking for people to make donations. And somebody came in and gave them a stack of old art. I mean, some stuff that nobody'd ever seen, and just said, "Here, just sell it as a lot." You know, the whole thing. There was maybe 15 pages in it. maybe even more. I don't remember exactly how many. And at the end of the day, when they were done, it was a silent bidding thing. Anybody could have came in there and given any dollar amount and walked away with a stack of art. And nobody did. Nobody was interested in it.
It would have been like The Simpsons where Bart bought a factory for $1.
Yeah, well, who knows where the person got it from, but somebody actually paid money for an original sketch by somebody in which somebody had laminated it, which means, it's ruined.
Destroyed, yeah.
It's destroyed. But they paid money to get that sketch. And I'm like, they did what? But they left these behind. So my friend who worked at the store said, hey, you're very active on eBay. Would you be willing to put these pages up on eBay and get whatever you can get for them? And I said, sure, no problem. There were romance pages. There were crime drama pages. There were and they all sold. And some of them, there's a newspaper print magazine. No, it's not a magazine. It's a newspaper comic book news thing where the guy that owns the company that prints them, he'll take art from romance comics and he'll take a panel or two and he'll reword it so make it into a funny joke or whatnot. He was the one that won the romance page. And when he published it in his newspaper, he put on there that he got it from me, put my name on it. But he changed the words and it was like really cool. And my name is listed next to it because that's where he got the art from. But I sold all the pages except for these two. And I said, he said, what do you want as payment? And I said, well, let me just have these 2 pages. And they said, yeah, sure, go ahead, whatever, no problem. So I have no idea what they would have sold for because they never made it up on eBay. I just liked them that much. But there was one one of the pages was from a crime drama. Oh my God, Avery, it was fantastic. And it actually sold for like $120. And the guy, Chip at the time, was blown away with the amount of money we made off of eBay for those few pages. I don't think he ever even noticed that 2 of them didn't get sold. So, but yeah, that was my payment for helping them out. I didn't charge them fees or anything. So I got to keep these 2 original pieces of art. And I feel like I'm the one that made out on this deal. So
why is it actually ruined or is it just ruined in
laminated?
When you laminate it, is it actually ruined or just ruined in the eyes of a collector?
Well, let me ask you a question. If you take a print and laminate it and then tell somebody it's an original piece of art, how are you going to prove them wrong? Well, now put an original piece of art and laminate it and tell me it's not a print.
That's easy. You can tell it's just a laminated pencil or ink.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're right there or not.
Okay,
but once you laminate it, it's sealed in plastic.
So it's not ruined. It's just as far as it's ruined, it's collectability.
You're never, ever going to be able to take it out of the lamination.
Right. Well, I knew that. I wouldn't do it, but unless it was like if I had my dad. I've always wanted some of my dad's stuff laminate because I'm never going to sell that.
Oh God, don't laminate it.
That's my question: is will it ruin it?
Yes.
Well,
frame it and put it behind UV coated glass.
The person who laminated the art did it because some of the art had aged and started to bleed. Some of the inks, like the Sharpie, started to bleed, and he thought by laminating the original art that would stop the bleeding effect. It did not. It did not. No, and because he had an original Green Lantern Gil Kane, an original Mike Zeck Punisher, all of them laminated in order to try to save them, and they're trash now. And this was, I forgot what it was. He laminated something, and it wasn't like the greatest thing in the world, but somebody paid money for it. Well, and I was like, I would never have given any money for that thing.
I'm guessing these Sharpies back then because they weren't too concerned about the longevity of the piece. They just cared about, okay, you finish it, take a picture of it, and then we'll get it lithographed.
Well, another pen that tends to bleed as well is like not roller balls. What are the ones with ballpoint pens? Ink from ballpoint pens will eventually spread and run. And some of these were done with ballpoint pens as well. So.
Oh, eventually, but Is it eventually like long enough for it to be photographed and lithographed? That's really all they're caring about.
Well, this person was a collector of art, so I don't think he would ever have done that. So, but he panicked and tried to save the art, and he ended up ruining
I
it.
mean, the artist and the company like commissioning the art piece.
Oh, the artist had nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they use cheap ass materials. You know.
That is absolutely right.
They
Most artists use whatever they have on hand. You know,
that's all they cared about. Just take that picture. Okay, well, long enough for me to take a picture of it. Okay, good.
I don't remember. Somebody told us a story once about a time in the Marvel offices where they had a flood. A pipe broke down in the basement, and they ended up using original art to soak up the water.
Like Jack Kirby's.
Like Jack Kirby, Fantastic Four pages and all, because they didn't care about that stuff back then. That stuff wasn't important. You did the art, and you turned it in, and nobody cared after that.
Yeah, and you could see where that would be a thing back then when they're just, they probably couldn't even comprehend a collector's mentality at first.
Nope, not for stuff like that. Not that old.
Oh.
That long ago.
And that mentality is what's made it collectible.
You don't believe the myth that the comic books are going to be collectible or something like that. It's like, yeah, they were collectible because somebody's grandma threw them away in recycling during World War II.
Yeah. There was actually a drive to throw away your old newsprints and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Drove up the prices of
in order to make them more valuable.
Yeah,
when comics go completely digital, all my X-Force #1s are going to be worth bucks. Going to be worth cheddar because you're never going to find them anymore. All right. So what do you guys think? We have a good night? Did some drawing, did some layouts, opened some Lego packages, talked about some art.
Talked about cars with transmissions and
Transams with transmissions, yeah.
if
we could find a Trans Am that had a transmission that would allow for trans warp drives, man, we'd be very happy.
And then we'll be diverse and we'll have like a trans person drive it.
He went and killed it. Thank you, Commodore. So glad you're here to kill that one.
Welcome. You're welcome.
All right, everybody. I thank you so much for coming on board and hanging out with us this evening. I hope we didn't offend anybody, but if we did, come back on Friday and complain and bitch about it so that we can, I'd say make more fun of you, but we're not going to do that.
Hey, yeah, my
But
jokes
you
are
won't-
dad jokes. My boomer jokes. Not I hate you jokes.
Dude, I really, really, really want Rick to come in here and make a transmission joke. That would just be so perfect. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining. Oh, before we go, Kodiak, is there anything you wanna add?
Yeah. Don't stick your fingers in the donuts.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Commodore, is there anything you need to add? Want to add?
Yeah. You stick two fingers in the chocolate one. You put one in the pink one.
Okay, Avery, please bring sanity back to this.
I disavow.
Disavow? Okay, yeah, I think I do too. All right, everybody. Thanks a
I'm
lot.
making Avery a shirt that says "I disavow." A T-shirt, a nice one.
Needs to say I disavow Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah, his thing is "I disavow."
That's
So-
right. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us.
That's
And
Sleeve Stack's always like, good disavow.
yep, that's right. Come back on Friday. We'll be doing this again, 7:30 Eastern time, and I'll have updated news on the store and maybe even a video to share with you later, everybody.
Later.